Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for joining us on the We Don't Play podcast show today. How are you?
I'm doing great, doing great.
Amazing. You know, it's really interesting that we can come from a social audio app like Clubhouse, meet on Zoom on a podcast, and then the whole world is watching. It's amazing, right?
It really is. It really is. It's that whole connecting, all across the ponds, all across the places, and getting to meet such fascinating people.
Yeah, exactly. I'm excited to talk to you. First of all, I want people to know who you are and what you do, and tell us a little bit about how Easy Ink Studio started.
Sure, sure. So, my name obviously is Elizabeth Doss, but I am a gift maker. I know, bear with me, but yes, my business is in animated gifts. So I work with brands and businesses on leveraging branded to them animations that are searchable within Giphy. And so I strategize with them, trying to pull those things out, and we work from there. But the way that started, actually, I was at a artist conference, and the gentleman speaking said, look to where the attention of your generation is and the skills in your hand, and lean into it. And it hit me, and I was like, okay. And that week, one of the girls in my youth group came up to me, and she said, hey, there's this girl talking to you on TikTok. And I was like, what's TikTok? Because it was a couple years ago. Anyway, but she had over 6 million followers. She had been telling people to search for my gift stickers. So this was several years ago. And I logged back. I had made gift stickers like years before, and I forgot about them. I logged back in my account, and it had been viewed over 3 billion times. My gifts, my animations, and I was like, what? What is this? And so I was hearing that word of look to where the attention of your generation is. 3 billion is quite an attention. These skills in your hands, I can make animations, I can talk to people and get them talking about themselves, and lean into it. I spent a lot of time learning about marketing and how this could be used as a tool in social media to build community, to increase engagement, for calls to action, all of these amazing things, because So Giphy serves the back end of most social apps. When you're typing in and you're searching for a GIF, you're accessing the Giphy library. And I pulled recent numbers because I knew old numbers, but they are serving 1.7 billion daily users with 15 billion daily media impressions daily, 1.3 billion daily search queries. And so I am helping the brands that I work with show up in that space. So let's say Susie Q is a candle maker. And so we make some gifts of her candles of, go relax, of whatever. But we have Susie Q's little website or her handle in the gifts. When somebody types in the word candle, Susie's candle gift could be one of the ones that pops up. So she's getting this brand awareness, visibility that you can't get in that area anywhere else. And so it's been super fun seeing when gifts I create show up on other people's feeds, them not knowing that I created it, and it's just they typed in love that, and that was the one that they chose, but it has my client's handle smack dab there in the middle. And so it's super fascinating to be able to use the gifts in that way. And yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if I talk much about myself, but
no, that was spot on. I don't think people even know those stats. So I really appreciate you for bringing that here, because when I'm thinking about the billions, I'm thinking about activity, engagement, and retention. And some people use the gifts because they remember some things, or because of colors, or how it moves. Now, I'm wondering if somebody wants to use a GIF and learn about their business, or use gifts for their business, where do they start? Like, what is the starting point? Because they can see it, but they don't know how to get into it.
True. So starting point so are you asking starting point if somebody just wants to start using gifts, or if they're wanting custom gifts for their business?
I would say more of custom gifts for their business, since
Okay.
they're more related towards that, that angle. Yeah.
So one of the first places that I love to start is with our our conversations. So typically somebody will reach out to me and I have a little form where I get to know what platforms they're actually active on, because that kind of makes a difference on the types of GIFs that we would be creating, because Giphy actually serves up 3 different libraries. They serve up the sticker library, the solid GIF background library, and then they also serve up Giphy clips, which are GIFs with audio. Now, only TikTok has played around with actually using the audio clips, so you'd have to check in there. But the other 2 types are the types most people are used to. In Instagram stories, you have stickers that you're searching. If you're in the DMs or in comments sections on Facebook, on Instagram now, Threads, all the others, those are solid GIFs. They have a solid background. So I think any of the TV show ones, movies, that type of stuff where it's not like cut out. But I will get together with a brand and start to pull out of them some of their brand vernacular. How do they say certain things? How are they doing? Oops, I clicked the wrong button. How are they talking to their clients? How are they talking to their customers? How are they showing up for them? And so it's like, so I always use this example of like a cowboy. A cowboy wouldn't just say thank you. He'd be like, well, thanks, ma'am. Or he might not just say happy birthday, but he would be like, have a rootin' tootin' birthday. But thinking along the lines, so I have a little quiz that I give them to give to their families, to their friends, to their clients, if they want to say, hey, what's something that I say on a regular basis? Like, instead of saying wow, I might say, ooh, that's awesome, or something like that, where it starts to match up how they're showing up in person with how they can show up in these GIFs. So when they react to something on someone's post, so let's say Jane has posted and somebody comments, oh, I love this, blah, blah, blah. She can respond with her own GIF that is Jane, the way Jane would say, you got it, or I got you, or whatever. So it's them being able to have these little touch points. But I also work in the video reaction GIFs. So I've worked with a couple of celebrities and influencers that wanted a quick way to send a personalized reaction to these DMs they're getting and other stuff. And so we made a library of reactions, of thumbs ups and, oh, that's amazing, or clapping, or, you know, other ways that they could show up and respond to people. So we walk through those things, but we run them through the filter of that brand, of that personality, so that when we create the GIFs, they are cohesive to the way the brand is showing up online, and not just some static like thing. And so I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. Thank you so much for that, Elizabeth. You know, I feel like anyone that needs to make GIFs or learn the GIF world, they should come to you, because what you're doing online, especially guys, make sure you check out her threads, by the way. She's killing it, because the way you present yourself and show up, it's like you went a step further than everybody else, and you're actually showing out, you know, that it is possible. But the thing is, sometimes people feel like, I don't know, I have to get this big old gadget, I have to buy Adobe, I have to buy this GIF maker. They're like, okay, the expenses are much, I'd rather give it to someone to help with that. So do you think that is more of a save for them, or that's more of an investment base?
Well, I mean, there's definitely a learning curve. I mean, there's a lot of things that are hit or miss with the way that the processing of the GIFs and how they show up in the back end of anyway, it's a whole big thing. But so there is a learning curve in that. But I love teaching, I love talking people through it. But it is an investment in the sense of these are for forever. Because I think people think of me and think like, oh, it's a sticker. It's like, you know, $1, $2, you know, because it'll stick to your water bottle or whatever. I don't know. But these are digital stickers that will last. These are going to be around for you'll be able to use these over and over and over and over again, and teach your community too. That's one of the fun up levels is people that have a larger community. They have taught their communities how to use their stickers. So a lot of times when their community is posting, they'll grab one of the stickers from their favorite person and throw it onto their own stories to kind of highlight those quotes that person says all the time, or maybe a picture of them giving a thumbs up. And so their communities are starting to learn these catchphrases, learn these things around it. And so there is a part that it is an investment, but it's also, if it's leveraged correctly, can be a huge huge addition, a marketing tool in your tool bag to be able to connect with your followers, etc. So
That's beautiful. Wow. If there's one thing you want to let people know about getting into this industry and using it so that they're not legally sued or ethically wrong or professionally offset, what would that one thing be?
Well, actually, so Giphy cannot be monetizable. You cannot, there's a reason why you cannot be, the gifts themselves cannot be, the views on them can't be paid for. I am paid because of my service of me creating the gifts. But as far as like with the licensing of Disney and Marvel and NFL and all that stuff, they've purposely kept this platform Creative Commons open license, because if they started monetizing it, they would get sued by all those people I just mentioned.
Right.
And so they keep it a free platform, so it's free for you to set up. You can set up a Giphy account right now. It's just there are some hoops you have to jump through if you want your gifts searchable within Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter, Threads now. You can, when you upload once to Giphy, they're populated in the search engine of all of those platforms, including the Giphy platform as well. But your gifts won't be searchable until you run through the process of verification with Giphy. So you can start creating now, it's just they might not show up in search.
Wow. That's intense. Okay, thank you so much for that. I'm sure like it's not common for people to hear that, so I want to make sure that they get that out the way. And I know when you come back again, you're definitely going to give us some more insights, which I'm sure guys will be excited to hear about Threads and, you know, all the little intricacies that happen in between. So I'm looking forward to having you there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Me too. Thanks so much, Favor.
Yeah, anytime. I wanted to find out from you as well. I know some people may want to work with you. They may want to connect with you, and I always make sure that it's available for them in the show notes. So if there's any way you can vocalize it and let them know where they can connect with you if they want to work with you, let's say today or the first time they hear you, what are the options they have available?
So the best place to find me is on Instagram at Izzy Inc, IZZYINK, and there's several tutorials there for how to start using GIFs today, so you can start increasing engagement. But just send me a DM and we can get the conversation going.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. I appreciate you.
Definitely.
Awesome.